Okay, guys, let's go talk about a mundane problem that could potentially make Epic Games have a horrible time. Um, I want to go address the fact that we do have collabs. Fortnite is iconically known to have a army of collabs of just anything, ranging from Marvel to Star Wars to fucking Transformers to motherfucking Skibbity Toilet. Like, I know someone have seen that shit before on Twitter or somewhere. Anyway, right. The thing is, now we all know that collabs are known to even stay in games or be temporary. And yeah, temporary collabs, that happens on some games, I can't think of a game that does that. And then we have permanent collabs. For example, Buzz Lightyear on Brawl Stars, if I assume. But then we got Fortnite. Fortnite is in a questionable league, and they're in this, if you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing nobody situation. Because I'm telling you, these niggas move like fucking parallel universe creatures. I don't know why, but how you collab with something, but then you only leave the cosmetic in there but not the item itself. Like, I don't know. Take Iron Man's um yeah, obviously. I think about that every day. Like, I really want that weapon. Take Iron Man's repulsor gauntlets, for example. It's the first time it came in a game is during a in-game event in chapter one some season. I can't remember the specific season, but I know it was in chapter one. Of course. It was a pair of red gauntlets that shoot lasers that have aimbot and allows the user to hover in the air, which is kind of cool. Everybody liked that until it got removed. When I first used it, I was like, oh, these are amazing. And then it got removed. I'm like, oh man, it's gone. And then I moved on. But then they added a second time in chapter 2, season 4. In chapter 2, season 4, they added it again with the Stark Industries location. And of course, I was hyped to see them be back. And then when I used it, I saw the Unibeam. When I saw that, my eyes went from just pale white. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just lost my soul for a second when I used that ability. That Unibeam was a little way too lit. Probably way better than an impact frame that has so much violence in Genshin Impact. Like Mawika's burst. Like, it looks better than that in my opinion. Like, the sound effects, the laser and everything. Like, I was tripping balls when I saw that shit. And when I used it to get a kill, like, I was tripping balls times two. Anyway, right. They removed it again when the collab ended. But you know what remains? Iron Man himself. After seeing that, I was like, hold the fuck up. What do you mean? Now, when they did a DC collab, I didn't realize this because I was just young, right? I was just like a preteen. Like, I was 12 or 10 years old when I was playing Fortnite, I'm assuming. And I didn't know anything about how game collabs or any investments in games worked back then because I was just a kid. I don't think about shit like that. Like the fact that they added Batman's weapons and then, yeah, it wasn't a weapon. I mean, they were weapons. It was a grappling hook. And then they removed it when they removed the Batman collab. But what remains was Batman himself in the item shop and his cosmetic, which you could buy. And when you buy it, you kept it forever. And it probably became an exclusive, which I find kind of fucking disturbing. And I will get to that point later. Let's just go to the next part of the timeline of Iron Man's repulsors because I've seen for that thing. Iron Man's repulsors made a third return in Chapter 5, Season 4 during the Doom season. And of course, I was hyped out of my ass when I saw the trailer. I was waiting, actually, I was impatiently waiting for Iron Man's repulsors to be available in Battle Royale. And when they finally came, that's where I started recording clips of me using it. Like, seriously, those clips are way worth, they have more worth than a damn clip of a no scope that's unrealistic. Even though I didn't even have that much skills with it because I couldn't barely practice with it because I hated Battle Royale, while simultaneously liked it for the fact that it only had Iron Man's weapons in there. Like, the Unibeam, now you could use it while flying in the air. It's not as, it was equally as cool as the one. It's just the sound effects was a little light, but it was still ultra awesome. Like, I was seething using that shit. Like, bro, I thought I was looking at a holocaust in a positive way when I was using Iron Man's repulsors. And you could be airborne doing that. something that I like doing. Like I constantly use the Wings of Icarus, like naturally, as you see right now. But the thing is, like ever since they removed it, I dead ass just got bored out of my mind, and that's where my villain arc started on Instagram and on Fortnite, where my friends genuinely just saw me as a lost cause. I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of didn't give a fuck. Like that's what pushed me to what I'm doing right now. Like at first, I didn't want to go to college. I was like, college don't seem that much. I just want to be an illustrator. But now I want to do more than an illustrator. Unfortunately, I don't have the equipment to do that yet, but I'm just trying to be a 3D artist. And then after when I be a 3D artist, I'll be an animator. And then after when I be an animator, I'm going to be an indie game developer. Yes, for the sole purpose to get Iron Man's repulsors within my grasp. And no, it's not going to be directly Iron Man's repulsors. I know about copyright rules, but am I going to steal the mechanics and every movement of what it does? Definitely with no shame, because this is just relentless. Epic Games scrap a lot of their content. I don't know, but putting that to the side, that's for a different story. Let's just get to the point of items just being in the game and just. I probably lost track from the last thing I said about that DC item, but yeah, they do add. Um, the first time they did that was in Chapter 2. No, not Chapter 2, Chapter 1, and then they removed it and then never brought it back ever again. It was scrapped probably. Thanos Godly, for example, I know you and me can agree that that was a really cool weapon and you want it back. Like, putting Iron Man's repulsors aside, since nobody is geeked for that, I can see. I know everyone loves Thanos is godly. Let's be honest. There are some people out there that never got a chance to use it because they're not that good at the game, and now they missed out on that opportunity. And Epic Games scrapped the file, and they think they can make it up by just bringing it back once again as Doctor Doom. Like, okay, I never got a chance to use Thanos or Doctor Doom, but at least I got a chance to use Godzilla. Anyway, right, the thing is, there are people out there that never got a chance to play as their favorite Marvel character. There are Marvel games out there that are so mundane, they can't even make their own Marvel characters do something as lit or better than what Fortnite can do. What Fortnite did way better. Sure, I know Iron Man's Unibeam is not a, single strike laser. It's actually a consecutive laser beam, but I like the single strike one better than the consecutive one because it just seems so cool, especially as somebody who plays as a sniper most of the time. So, of course, I'm going to be seething in the mouth for this goddamn weapon, but I just can't even have it because Epic Games like to vault their stuff. And usually, they do add items occasionally into the game, like, the lock-on pistol, Typhoon Blade, etc. Stuff that are original content. And that just brings another point. Epic Games need to stick to doing original content. If they keep doing collab content, they can't keep relying on these collabs. The more they keep relying on these collabs, the more likely they're going to keep scrapping their content just to prevent people like, I don't know, me for just taking it in and having it in my creative island just there that I can use at any time, even though I'm not going to publish it. There are many people out there that have these items and haven't published these items for the sole purpose of just using them when they feel like it, simply because Epic Games is just a fucking jackass. And I understand, like, these items are not suitable for creative. Well, yeah, I understand, but you need to be open about it. You gotta actually tell us. Like, this is not public information. It's vague shit. This is shit that people only know from fucking YouTube comics and shit. A motherfucker saying, oh, they can't do it because it's not properly fit well for creative. And yeah, I understand. This is basically uncommon knowledge, and they need to be open. They need to be on Instagram or Twitter letting people know that motherfuckers don't know that. They're not game developers. They're just your players that desperately want these items and just doing illegal things. Like, you're gonna have to open up. Like, I don't know why they don't tell them of why they can't do this. Like, even if it comes to a simple yes or no question, a question that I will just take with a grain of salt and say, you know what, fine. If they don't want to add it because they said they don't want to add it, I'll just stop acting like a fucking jackass, constantly keep adding them, telling them when they're going to add it. If they say they're going to add it soon, it's up to us to be responsible to not constantly egg them on saying, oh, if you're going to add it soon, when is it going to be added? When is it going to be added? Like, yeah, that's another thing that scares them from doing that. Like Epic Games, we're not trying to scare you from opening up. We just want you to just be human. But there is a coincidence that they do respond, except it's at the worst shit yet. Somebody sent a pic of, I don't know if it's clickbait or just some shit or Photoshop, but I don't care. They reply to the most mundane shit, to a random ass picture of a landmark on a Chapter 6 island, to a picture of, Godzilla stepping on a player, and then the motherfucker replies saying shit like, oh, haha, the Godzilla pic. Oh, please step on me. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck you can reply to some weird ass kink shit like that, but you can't reply to something, that's gonna help make the game better by some percent over time, or something that's gonna actually impact your game in a negative way, like, I don't know, the item shop. And I know there's a lot of people that complain about shit, but there's a difference between complaining about something that's a game changer and then that's something that's just so mundane because they're just too lazy to just cycle through their locker. Like, motherfuckers are complaining about shit like, oh, we can't find our locker skins because we got so many cosmetics. I don't know. That sounds like a you problem. Like, I have so many cosmetics too, and I'd be struggling to look for these items. But do I just fucking complain about it? No, I'll just look for another cosmetic that I have in my locker, or just buy something for the item shop. Okay, that second option was terrible, but yeah. Or you can remember, if you remember any resources of that item you're looking for, just go on the internet, search up the season battle pass, which I do, if it is from a battle pass, and then just, look at what you had in that battle pass, and then you will remember what that item is. Type it in the search bar, and then you find that item. They added a search bar. They did everything they can to make the locker as versatile as possible. Like, you guys are complaining about some shit that's not worth complaining about. That's why they don't want to keep replying. So, Epic Games, if you see this, can you please just be a human and just reply, just saying yes or no? Say yes that you're going to add it, or no. Like, it's so bad to the point that you'd be better off lying to them than just telling them the truth at this point. Because this is just inhumane. You're replying to kink comics, but you cannot reply to something that's going to provide the game better, or something that's crucial that's going to affect the game in a negative way. Like, I don't understand. You guys move like fucking AIs at this point. Like, it's getting out of hand. Like, I'll be better off talking to a goddamn ChatGPT robot than an Epic Games employee, because these guys are not moving right. And I have a feeling that Tim is worse. Like, Donald Mustard, he been moving just like Tim. Like, they both are the same. Like, they both never add collab items. But Donald Mustard, he's probably have a valid reason. But then Tim just proved to us that it is possible. So, Tim, you could possibly be way better than Donald Mustard. And I know people be like, oh, how dare you disrespect Donald Mustard? Yeah, I know. That's horrible. I don't want to disrespect Donald Mustard, but man, it's just gone so bad to the point that if Donald Mustard is the one that cannot put Iron Man's repulsors in the game, even though he's a huge Marvel fan, but allow Iron Man mythics, and if Tim end up doing it one day, I'll, like, my respect will shift. Like, if I will make the tables turn. Like, that'll be diabolical. But yeah, that's all I have to say. It's the fact that Epic Games, they don't want to put Iron Man's repulsors in, or any other collab item, but they'll just choose a lottery machine of what. I can't believe the most recent collab, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Chapter 5, by the way, not today, or whatever time you're watching, and just put that in creative, like, I don't know, a season later. Like, that's really disturbing. Like, you could use Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle weapons many times as you want, but Iron Man's repulsors, something that just, iconically known for Fortnite, like Marvel, or just Disney in general, because Disney, they invested so much, but yet they don't want to put it in. I don't understand. Please, Epic Games, you have to, like, respond. Please, we just want to hear a human response, a yes or no question. Anyway, right, I have enough to say here, and I don't want to keep rambling on about it. I might do it again. After all, this is my first YouTube video, I'm assuming, if I ever post this video. But yeah, I'll see y'all later.